One.
We are live.
Hello and welcome, everyone. It is your favorite Scion of the Stars, Nova, at your service. Today I'm joined by Sam the Dungeon Brewer on her side on Twitch. We've got May. Say hi, May. That was wimpy. Say it again. Put some mustard on it this time.
You feeling?
There you go.
There we go.
We have Rose.
Mustard increase.
That works.
Autistic stimming increased.
Lovely.
We have Scalius here.
Anyhow.
All right.
So, to recap.
Yeah, let's bring you all over to the thing, the map.
The team.
So, over here you got Yggdrasil, the oh, frick. I might be dumb.
It's not necessarily the capital city, but
It's the capital city of this region.
Okay.
I have to,
Oh, so it is the capital. Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
I forgot I need to do a thing. Oop. Why is it not? Okay, there we go. Do the thing.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Really do the thing.
How could I have
Apparently, a thing
forgotten?
needs to do it,
How
so-
could I have forgotten
Sure.
something so
You know
important
indeed, do you?
as rejoining as a player on the stream
Wow.
on the screen that's being streamed? I'm a failure of a streamer
I
and a
mean-
GM.
No, dude, it's fine. You can show your DM perspective, even
I
if
was-
they want a player perspective. Dungeon Brewer on Twitch is where you go.
Well, the thing is, I have some things that I will be keeping secret from the. This way, on the other screen, I can now drop certain creatures on the GM layer, and then, when those creatures pop out, the audiences can be just as surprised as the players. They can see
Fair
the
point.
creatures. Yeah.
Fair point. I just figured that was I want to be on the player's perspective, where it's like, no, you're technically the DM. If they want more information, they go to you.
Yeah, no, it's.
That's right. There is no DM. We're all players.
Oh God.
Trick question.
Uh,
But I
But
had
anyway.
to actually roll your fucking perceptions so that you guys could see what was on each side of the areas.
and it was insane.
It was what?
And well, at least for me, it was insane with a natural 20.
Oh yes. You also noticed that there's a burnt forest. That there are rumors that some adventurers have just taken to burning everything that has any sort of undead in there. Their goal being to just,
Mhm.
if there's undead in the area, if we nuke the area from undead,
Effectively just burn it so that way it doesn't be a problem later.
if you nuke the area that is filled with undead, there are no more undead in that area.
There will be no more undead.
Well,
They just
Not no more living things in that area either.
not many other
and they're
things in
like-
that area at all.
Anyway,
You found off to the north. There's also a big ass plateau that there's a bit of a rumor going about that some people might be. There's a base up there, or maybe some strange artifact up there.
Oh, that should
There are
be
some-
noted, just to be clear, because right now it just says plateau. I mean, I don't want to nitpick, but that's kind of good information to know.
Yeah.
I gotta change the fucking text size though. Oh, you bitch. Why would you do that to me?
If you open up the text menu,
I
there
know,
should
I
be
know.
a font size thing.
And then I do this, and then I have to do this thing.
I just
And then I have to set
There we
you
go.
right there.
hey.
There is a recent chasm from a cataclysm that happened off to your southwest. There's a snowy forest to your northwest. To the south, there's a swamp. There's a plains to the southeast.
Sounds interesting.
And, of course, it sounds interesting to you. You love swamps for some reason. I don't say that in a mean way. I just.
May not have ever been raised in the bayou, but my heart belongs to it, okay? It's either the swamp or the mountains. What do you want from me?
That sounds like something a mono black player would say.
Oh, to irony. I'm a mono green. Oh, to irony.
Anyway,
And
considering
in the
that
burnt forest.
quote unquote the wrong wizard property.
Yeah. And no, we're not using anything from the Magic the Gathering D&D crossover stuff. Least of all the fucking backgrounds. Those are fucking stupid.
The backgrounds are very setting specific, and we're not playing in that setting, so we don't have reason to use them.
They're also just broken.
Mm-hmm.
I was leaving it at that, but okay.
Anyway, in the burnt forest, there's a gargantuan awakened plant. Probably has something to do with the fact that the Fae or Mother Nature or the Earth or whatever is not exactly thrilled that
Have
this
you with every tree
12
burned
mi-
around it?
yeah, that this like 12-mile radius hex is
Mm-hmm.
burnt, at least partially burnt.
Mm-hmm.
But back at the what the fuck's happening? Okay, I thought for a second there I thought I was fucking with the maybe I don't know. Oh, I can't actually interact with that on that side, can I? I have to do it on this side.
Mm-mm.
But back here, the players,
Shopping trip.
there's a bit of a shopping trip going on.
Yay.
Some people, a person has tried soda for the first time and was not expecting the fizzy bubbles.
Yeah. Admittedly, that kind of backfired.
I mean, you know, you could have warned them, but it was funny this way.
Apparently, I didn't. Anyway. And I did pick up a scroll that I do want to put into my spellbook. Just wanted to make sure that it was noted.
Ah, yes.
The scroll.
The scroll of bonking gobbos.
No.
No!
Oh, you're right.
That's
You're-
gonna come
you're-
later.
You're right.
Oh.
You don't need a scroll to do that.
I have a gun.
Regardless.
I have a mech suit. What's your fucking point?
Anyway, back on target here.
I'm gonna order Pizza Hut. Fuck you.
And soon enough, I'll have a fucking satellite. Speaking of
Again?
which,
Back on target. We don't need a pissing match.
but that does remind me, because yeah, yeah. So back at the because y'all had your shopping trips. Somebody got Rose. What did you get from your shopping trip? Remind me.
Dude, it's been a month. I don't even know what I had for breakfast yesterday.
It's not been a month. It's been 2 weeks.
No.
You dingus.
Yeah, I was going to say, it hasn't been that long. And to give you a
It was a
recap,
month
because...
It was a month between the last session and the one before that. Well, a little bit less.
But if I may, since my memory's somewhat halfway decent, Kabura did not go shopping. She was meditating and or getting high, possibly.
What's the
Miss Sims
High on
and
life, man.
yeah, Miss Sims and Luke managed to get spare parts, possibly ammunition, and Luke also got a dressing down for solving a toy puzzle relatively easily. Which the guy had 20 intelligence. What the hell were you expecting?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, on the other side,
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Meh.
now Beatrice and Garuk were getting more rations to supplement what Lizzie and Luke were getting. I picked up a spell scroll because I wanted to. Plus, they're kind of expensive. And we
Oh, yeah.
actually managed to get some medicine commissioned
Did I?
for Beatrice's condition.
Yes. You also got a bit of a, not really a dressing down, but like your home's medicine got insulted by this alchemist.
It wasn't even an insult. It was just a, really? They're giving this to you?
Yeah, yeah.
And Beatrice just did it's what they thought was best. And then, coincidentally, that was also where Garuk tried soda for the first time. Did not like it. Opted for juice instead.
Juice. Habba-dabba-ba.
Which I don't know if you got my DM, Noah, but do you want to? Because there is that one item that I still need, and I didn't get it last time because I didn't want to take too much time. I just need a pearl. I need 100. I need a pearl.
Mother of pearl.
Of moderate quality.
What might constitute moderate quality?
100 gold worth.
Do you have 100 gold? Still?
Based on the math I did, I've got 566 gold. We're set.
Yeah, fucking easily. This place isn't exactly the most magically inclined kingdom that there is, but like they stock their magic shit up pretty decently for the, at least for the basic shit. So a pearl is not too hard to find for your special needs for that.
Well, it's not necessarily a special move. It's just so that way I can
Special needs for a
ritually
spell.
cast a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I have set the gobbo to appropriate size.
Of course you did. For reference viewers, since I have not been zoomed out all the way, the gobbo in question is where exactly? Thank you.
Smaller than her own fucking bird.
Which is true. So I am just going to put my pearl in my
God damn it! I'm not
for
never
now.
gonna stop saying that now. It's become a habit, and I'm never gonna stop saying it.
Okay.
You can't stop me, and I can't stop myself.
I wasn't going to.
Just anytime I know it says pearl now, I have to say mother of pearl. It's just it has been coded into my
Sweet
system.
mother of pearl.
Still, just making a note that it is currently in the trench coat of Holden.
Yes. Download complete. Anyway.
So at this point, Beatrice and Garuk are definitely headed back towards the inn, because I don't think we could get anything for you, Garuk. I don't think.
No, there wasn't anything that was. At least in this area, that's going to be something you're going to have to get yourself if you're. And you're also going to have to DM me and ask and mention to me what it is you're trying to get to do with it or get out of it, because I outside of like Monster Hunter style crafting of armor and weapons, I don't know what you're trying to do.
I'll get you what you need for that.
Okay, cool. Thanks, because like I said, I'm really I was kind of confused as to like what your plan is with it. Anyway.
Yeah, it was the Monster Hunter armor crafting, and I'll get you that when I can.
Okay, yeah. You're good.
Because I need X amount of certain parts, and then X amount of certain X amount of certain plans.
I can do special armor crafting from like critters and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. That's just gonna have to be something that you find yourself then, if you're trying to make weapons and armor out of that stuff. And just if you run into some displacer beasts, just be sure to get to hide, because displacer cloaks are fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I have on my ranger in my in-person games, so.
Fair point, and also a note, if you need like certain ores, because I've also played Monster Hunter, sometimes you need ore. We could probably source the ore here, or at least in some sort of city. Yeah. So it's not impossible.
Yeah, but you didn't mention that before.
Different ores.
Yeah. Okay.
I never got a chance to. That's what the problem was.
Sorry.
The damn chatterbox mistake.
Sure that.
Anyway.
Melee damage.
So, we do move back to the people getting metal stuff at the what was it? I don't think I gave a name to this particular shop. It was just an automail shop. Well, okay, it's not just automail. It's a variety of tinkering and things, like metal tinkering things. And Luke kind of you see after Luke's kind of walked in, he's ordered some or he's asked for some parts, and I'm going to roll a thing for him. I believe he has he doesn't. That's okay.
Who's playing with the Switch?
Hmm?
For me.
You have the Switch menu sounds.
Oh, you're hearing the sounds that I've set for my keyboard.
Ah. Well, that's gonna make it anyway. So he purchases some model parts. So there's like, or he purchases some like, there, you see like there's some gyroscopics, some like bits and bobs like metal almost like metal wings or propellers.
No, don't run with that brand. That brand, the gyroscopics are ruined after a couple years worth of use. Gotta replace them every now and again. It gets expensive.
Well, fortunately, all I need this for is a model.
Go
And you see,
go
he
with
starts.
Ironheart. They're better made anyway.
Fair enough. And he starts to put these things together in a shape that you don't recognize at all. Really, it's kind of a weird. There's some like strips of metal that go in weird directions. There's some antennae, I guess, on it. It's kind of like got like a bit of a box shape to it. The propellers go up and kind of lift it in the air. He sort of sets the thing up to fly for a little bit. Okay, so got that part working. But this should do for shape. It can't. The panels there should catch enough light to keep it charged.
Well, what are you even trying to build to begin with? Can I make a Tinker's check?
You can you can certainly try.
And I have a +8 Tinker's tools. I know how to build shit.
You do know how to build shit.
It's just a case of, is this something that you've seen before?
Is it 22?
So you're quite sure that this is not something that you are aware of its existence. All you can manage to gather is that it's supposed to. This is a model for a bigger, like this is a model for a bigger prototype or actual thing. Actual, flying thing. That's designed. You can tell that it's designed to go up in the air and just sort of stay there. With the antennae, you can sort of. I mean, you've seen radios and stuff, so you can sort of tell that it's supposed to either give. It's supposed to give and/or receive signals for something. I'm
Building some sort of radio controlled ornithopter.
I'm working on a. Well, this is the model for. I'm working on making a satellite.
Set a what now?
Oh, right. It's satellites. It's something that I'm gonna. I plan on launching it into space. It'll help me. Well, near space, so it'll stay into orbit of the planet. It'll help me with a variety of things, like it'll get a better bird's eye view and some good looks at things. And there's a few other things that a few other features that I'm working on for it, but primarily the ability to scan out or scope out an area a little bit easier. Hopefully I can get it to link up to my mech. And then you sort of see...
I don't understand how you're planning on getting that thing into space, but more power to you, I guess.
Well, like I said, near space. I'm probably going to need some either insulation for it or cold-resistant metal, though, because space is very cold. Either option is going to be fairly pricey, though. Well, unless I can run across some. Wouldn't that be something? Running across ice giant metal? Like an ice giant sword? It'd be perfect for it.
Question is, where are we going to find an ice giant?
He just sort of shrugs. I don't know.
Munin kind of flutters down from wherever they decide to fuck off and lands on Lizzie's head. Munin does the crow thing of like cocking the head to the side, looking at you with one big eye, and then tilting.
Hello. I wonder... I'm gonna add another thing onto it. And roll another thing real quick for him. That'll still do it. He, adds another... Okay, that looks like a... That looks like some sort of, That looks like a gun that doesn't have a hole in it. Like a gun that is just... Okay, so for a sake of these, you know the, like, 50s, 60s, like, ray gun idea with, like, the ball at the end of it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's that. There's like a little one of those at the end.
Why did you need a Tesla?
He presses a button, and it fires off a little beam. No reason.
Jeez, what in the?
I assume the crow is also freaking out.
Boy, which way you pointing that thing? Damn, that took my fucking ears off.
Oh, it's...
Just because it's a magic fucking ray gun don't mean gun safety shouldn't be involved.
You're no kidding.
Was just firing off like a laser pointer, like a ray. It's not... That one wouldn't have actually hurt anything. You see, like he touches where it land, where the ray hit. It didn't actually do anything. I wouldn't actually use a laser on that, like a beam or anything. Alright. But I think I have the model down. Well... Yeah. And as far as how I plan on getting it into space, and he pulls out a set of blueprints, those gyroscopters, those propellers, those aren't going to be on that. Propellers don't spin nearly fast enough to actually reach escape velocity. For that, you need something with real thrust. and you see like, yeah, he shows you like the designs for like an actual satellite, and like getting it up there and everything. Am I dying?
Nope.
No?
Just waiting, because I'm not there.
Yeah, I was waiting for Rose to if she had any reaction to that.
Wait, sorry.
Brain short circuit?
Yeah.
That's valid.
Rose machine broken. Try again later.
You gotta hit the refresh button.
Remember to refresh your gobbles.
Yes. So yeah, he's just shown you a blueprint for an actual satellite, thrusters and all.
Can I take you to check the blueprint?
Absolutely.
That is an 18 plus 8. Fucking
26. Yeah.
26.
When you look at this, it all makes sense. There are things that you never like thought of because they were never like present in your I mean, Malava never really had the need for satellites, so it never really came to your mind. But you look at you check the math, you check the science, it all, and the engineer of it all checks out.
I can't see much a need for why you'd want to do this, but damn, your math's working out.
Well, like I said, communications, satellite, and it holds a variety of strategic value, laser notwithstanding. And yeah, when the real one goes into space, that one's going to be an actual laser cannon. I'll be sure to aim that not at my friends. Or myself, preferably, but...
You know, kidding.
Yeah, being able to get a good bird's eye view of the planet, not to mention... I mean, think about how isolated we've all been. Like, how much do we really know of each other nation's affairs? This will help to a degree. But, like I said, gotta get the right materials for it first. I just needed to make sure that I could make a model to ensure that this would work. It's one thing when the math works out, but it's a completely different thing when you're field testing. Theoretical versus practical and all that.
That's how it always goes. No plane survives first contact with the enemy.
Oh shit, you have planes too?
I'm more of the wing it like a motherfucker type.
Fair.
No pun intended. She points up to Una.
Yeah. Alright. Do you have everything that you need then?
Yeah, I've gotten most everything I can think of.
Alright. Let's head back then. Oh, hang. I have to do it on this side.
Oh, yeah.
So. Back at the inn.
Yep.
Oh. Seems everyone's shopping trip has gone relatively well.
Hey guys, look at this cool thing.
Just hold stuff.
The model satellite goes up.
Oh.
What?
And the
Lieutenant?
it's a
What
model.
the hell?
It's a model.
Um.
Oh yeah, you might also want to see this too. It's more science than magic, but it's still knowledge, so you'll probably want to know.
It's probably still knowledge, and even then, what exactly do you intend to use it for?
He presses a button, and the same little laser hits our friend here. Doesn't do anything. It just hits them. No reason.
To who?
The meditating person.
What?
Yeah,
What happened?
It goes off again.
What in the world are you doing?
Congratulations, you were scanned.
I was what?
So if
Is it some
Effectively,
type of magic?
if
To a
my
degree.
calculations are correct and my math is right and my tech works properly the way that it should, this satellite that I'm creating, which that's
A what?
again, yeah, that's definitely a word that none of you have heard of before. Actually, no, you. Sam, you probably have heard the term
Listen,
satellite.
Ollie.
Yeah, you've probably heard the term satellite, but not referring to artificial satellites, but rather natural satellites like moons. Like you've probably heard the moon or the rings be referred to as satellites. You wouldn't have an
You have the power of the moon.
No, Sam would know that, not necessarily you.
Well, it's also a case of Kusanali technology. A satellite would be classified under war technology, which she doesn't necessarily have the access to. So it's like, why the hell do you have a satellite?
What is a satellite? What kind of weird magic
Well,
are you doing?
Well, let's get into that. So if all goes according to plan, it should be able to, with enough prep and recharging, there should be 3 functions to it. You know the sending spell, yes, or know of it?
I have it in my office spellbook, but not currently on me.
Yeah.
Nani, the fuck did you do, Cal?
What?
No, so
I feel like the Cal discussion could be for a different time, unless it's a pressing emergency.
I am so sorry about ruining the recording there. It's just, I just read something that genuinely made me panic.
No, I completely understand. It's a pressing emergency. Go handle it.
I think they're okay now, but it was just the moment I read it. Sorry.
the thing
I could not be quiet about that.
The thing in Dankist?
No, IRL.
IRL.
Cal sent
something to IRL.
Cal sent Skilla something, and when he read it, he reacted. Like I said, if it's a pressing emergency, go handle it. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're fine now, for what I understand, but you.
Make sure that we're not a part of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I said I could do it through GIF. Also, ladies and gentlemen that is watching this, I greatly apologize for that freak out. It's just I read something and it genuinely made me panic. So, they're okay, but it's just like, ow.
Yep. Yep. Anyway, shifting back to our topic of discussion of this.
So, but anyway, so this should sort of have 3 functions. This should have the ability to at least simulate or emulate the sending spell, a limited amount of times, but it gets a decent recharge. It also should be able to function similarly to. It also should be able to do something that functions similarly to locate creature, and it also should be able to function or be able to. It'll have an onboard laser.
I assume this will be in matters of self-defense rather than a full-on assault.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
that
I'm
laser,
not exactly
that laser does eat up a lot of power.
but I do have to make a note of it. Yeah, and Luke, you can just kind of tell that he just has this look of. She's partly impressed, but at the same time, she's partly also annoyed that she has to do the paperwork. So it's just really.
And for those wondering, yes, the satellite is a mech pilot class feature. It's not something that he's going to have access to until like level 9, but you know,
assuming that things don't go catastrophically wrong and we actually get to level 9.
Well, I mean, you are level 6 right now, so.
I'm just saying things could go catastrophically wrong.
There's a possibility.
I do plan on this campaign taking the party till 20. It is a milestone.
Yay.
So
I understand that. I'm still saying that something could go sideways.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying this is intended for up to level 20, and it's intended with the mindset of how do I put it?
Major events, we get a level.
Yeah, and that's not, and it's major events that you complete within the on the map, right? Because on the map there are certain major events that I've placed, basically quests, or missions, I suppose. But do not let that distract you from exploring. Remember, this game does kind of play out like a little bit like a video game. You can, and it is a hex crawl. I want you to explore. You just also happen to have a main story while exploring.
So, back to the in character conversation. How does Luke respond to the both? I am impressed, but I'm also annoyed.
A shit-eating grin.
Ibara just rubs her head and goes back to sipping her tea.
For those of you that don't know what a satellite is, it's something that goes into space. And it sends
Or at
and
least
receives information.
It doesn't have to go into space.
I mean, the best ones usually do, because there's no atmosphere up in space for it to actually be dragged down by. A lot less maintenance has to happen if it's in space.
Fair point. Just
Just
putting
lower
in
it.
the stipulation.
Yeah.
Oh, and before I forget, Lizzie, you'll see kind of Beatrice fumble around in her coat for a moment before producing a box of 100 rounds of 762 ammunition.
Ammunition.
I believe this is yours.
I honestly wasn't expecting you to find it.
Well,
Oh, my dear Goblin associate, you can find anything if you ask the right questions.
I was going to say, it might not be the exact 762, but it functions identically.
It's close enough.
It has a different name, but it functions pretty much identically.
That you as someone who knows guns, that's not how that works at all. There's only a limited number of rounds that have specifications like that, where you only really have like it's like 7.62 NATO, 38 Winchester are effectively the same round, but they only have differences in powder levels, and you have 223 and 5.56 NATO.
Well, guess what this is?
Effectively the same round.
Guess
the
what
only
this world
difference
is?
Powder specification.
Guess what this world is? It's a fantasy world. So,
The point is, you have the ammunition you need,
yeah,
or at least a version that your gun will be able to use.
Yeah. And the reason why I say it goes under a different name here is specifically because not every you're from a different nation than the one you're currently in. And all of the nations in this campaign have been isolated for at least a handful of centuries.
Well, and even then, I wouldn't necessarily call it full isolation, because there is some information back and forth. It just depends on where you go.
Yeah. It's... When I say...
Skeleton's sneezing like a demon.
There he goes. He's dying again.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, there are different names for the things. It's when I say it's the exact same bullet, I mean that it's literally the exact same bullet. They are. If you put the bullets up to the same thing, well, up to each other, they are the same exact bullet. They just go under different names. Maybe
probably different powder and composition, but effectively the same.
Yeah.
And if you guys will look outside, Garrick's dinosaur is outfitted with the camping supplies.
Oh, she's not happy about it.
Also,
yeah.
Oh, thank you. She'll take the box and open it and do a cursory check of the rounds.
Also, we got chili. A lot of it. Canned
I don't
chili.
know why you're complaining. Chili's good.
Did I sound like I was complaining?
If I may ask, is chili actually somewhat similar to curry?
What's chili?
What's chili?
They're
What's
somewhat
So,
comparable, but
he
like
just will kind of give the. To explain, we're going more of the Indian style curry as opposed to something like Japanese or Korean style.
yeah,
I've had neither.
curious.
Yes, there is typically a stewed meat, some sort of vegetable in a spicy-ish sauce, typically served with rice.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like they're kind of similar, but they're like siblings. They come from they have the same composition, but one went to art school and the other became a professional. Became a professional lancer.
And also, both of them can be exceedingly spicy, depending on
Yes.
who actually makes it. Just wondering, since a taste of home would actually be somewhat beneficial on the road. Oh, and before we leave, we should at least try to send some scouts out to Bismarck,
Yeah.
so that way our little plan goes off without a hitch, or at least as few hitches as possible.
There's a few chinks in the armor.
More like less collateral damage, the better.
Well, you don't want to just go running in, casting fireballs all willy nilly.
I'd
do.
rather not. It's effective, but I don't want to cause an international incident as well.
Right, that's your concern. I mean, I'd be more concerned with people's housing being destroyed.
Again,
he gets
that also layers into international incident.
He sort of gets a few flashbacks to the last dragon invasion that he had to deal with. Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's just sort of like, yeah, still, the simple fact that people deserve a place to live anyway, regardless of whether or not it's an international incident.
I'm just saying, international coalition causing massive loss of housing and life is not a good look.
Also, Sam.
Sorry.
Fuck, bitch, sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
You just hear with an extremely heavy accent, the F word, C word, the B word, and you just hear a really faded thud as Deladrona just squats all the way. She's like, I'm done, basically.
In what language?
Primordial.
Okay.
In Primordial. Yeah.
That being said, we should probably walk and talk at the same time, considering our.
Not moving.
All right.
Unfortunately, we have to get her out of the city.
Oh yeah, it's what's his maximum for this? Oh, perfect. Well, I guess we'll put that to 0 for right now, and we'll set it back up to. And he just sort of picks the packs up himself. Come on. All right, there we go.
She just gave you a low growl, like, why'd you do... She's basically like saying, why did you do this to me in the first place? is the
To
kind
me?
of growl vibe you get from her. Like, in general, like, why did I get this put on me in general is the vibe she's giving.
Also, hang on. What is the strength and constitution score of that creature? Because
Strength should be
devil
fine.
jaw-
Constitution.
Devil Joanna is
her strength
16 and 16.
Constitution is 16,
Um,
and her charm is 12.
yeah, charm doesn't matter here.
Or,
What matters more is the constitution here because of
her Constitution is 16.
yeah. If you're trying to do like
She's just being fussy. Is what it is. She's just being fussy.
alright.
But, get Garuk, you'll actually hear in Primordial as Beatrice is looking right at her. We simply needed to get the supplies from point A to point B. Thank you for your service. Before turning and going back to the alright.
Yeah,
Scout.
go let go let Valrin know. I'm kind of, here for right now.
I figure.
Actually,
Valrin's office is where?
Actually, hang on. Siva, you go tell him. You know where it's at. Beeps and whistles.
Handy.
Alright.
And just off he goes. And then once the report is set, we can find a caravan or some other way to team up with for the time being, and we can go handle that giant plant.
Yep.
Simply because the giant plant is directly in our path to Bismarck.
Hey, Lizzie, you want to ride on the mech again?
Issue.
That was to you.
Those?
Oh no.
Huh?
Oh my god!
That was to
do
you.
you need
That
to,
was thoughtful.
do you need some more sleep, bud?
Maybe.
You are
What?
really out of it today.
What did I miss?
Aside from
Oh,
everything
dear.
that just happened, and aside
Like
from
it's like the last thing I remember was the Davajo sort of pulling
Being a little bitch.
putting socks on a dog.
She's being pissy, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, like when you put socks on a dog.
yes, being overly fussy. We'll have to train her in to be able to carry things like that or be saddled on like that. I guess you could probably have some sort of rudimentary saddle, but you'll have to train her to have actual saddlebags and like maybe even being able to carry or to push a cart. But
The cart she'll be really pissy with. It's the
need
bag
to-
she's pissed. She carried not only Garuk all the way there, but also his supplies. So, piling even more on just made her pissy. Otherwise, she's
yeah,
used
it's just
to
gonna
it.
have to be an animal handling thing to get that. Anyway, Lizzie, you were asked if you want to ride on the mech.
Again.
Sure.
All right. You are plopped upon upon one of the shoulders.
You know, I honestly didn't think an Octavian military man and a Malavan, dignitary would actually be getting along so well.
I wouldn't exactly call myself a dignitary.
You're the closest thing they have at the moment.
What can I say? We're both tinkers.
I suppose even common ground can be made among opposing viewpoints, to put it lightly.
No, I think opposing viewpoints is a good way of putting it.
Right,
I don't think
but
anyway.
as I was trying to say before, once Siba returns, we can set out and hopefully we make it alive.
Speaking of which, he returns with a little bit of a strange compass.
Siba, what did you find?
Huh. He beeps and he whistles at Lucas. Huh. Just gonna tuck that away for later.
Tuck what away specifically?
It's just a nugget of information.
You're just making it worse. Is that nugget information particular to our mission, or is that specifically for you?
That'll be useful for all of us.
And
It's
so,
just,
honestly, if you could.
that'll be useful for all of us. It's just I sent Siba on a, or I sent Siba to, let's just say, go for a particular request.
Aside from sending out the scouts?
Aside from that, yes.
Alright, then.
Well,
Can I insight? Just
go for it.
to see. 15 insight.
And I guess I'll roll deception. It's not like he's okay.
It's a case of he's not lying about it, or at least he's not intentionally lying about it. It's just
There's a bit of vagaries. It's
yeah,
unfortunately,
it's a little too vague for me to like it.
unfortunately that's a nat 20. So
Damn it!
Rip.
all you're able to pick up is that he's being vague. Not
Love.
not maliciously vague, but like,
Yeah, he's just being vague, and
unfortunately there's no face for you to see. He's in the mech suit.
oh, yeah,
So you can't
considering
really
mech.
see any. Yeah, you can't really see any expressions.
Uh-huh. Well,
Like I said, it'll be useful for all of us. It's just I call first dibs on it.
of course you do. Of course you do.
If it helps, it is a magic compass.
Locating. Oh. With the detail that it's a magic compass, he just does the. Ah. I see. Understandable. Have a nice day. And she just kind of turns and. Well, we should at least attempt to find a caravan or something before it gets too late. After all, the last thing I want to do is be trudging out into the undead horde, completely unprotected.
I mean, you got us, and I don't Unfortunately, I don't know how many caravans are going to be out, but as much as doing
It's
what
still
we're
worth
doing.
trying to find one.
Now,
And if anything, they might be able to give us a little bit more intel as to what we're getting into.
Mhm.
you know, when I looked up a certain when I looked up this, because I'm looking for a background. When I looked up the thing that I looked up, and the images that are popping up, they're not the ones. They're not the images that I was hoping for per se. That'll work.
Please tell me you're not going to get taken off of YouTube for it.
I don't think I will.
YouTube increase.
It's just I was looking for images for a background. I was looking
Mm.
for burnt forest images, and it's a bunch of just forest fire background images. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a forest on fire. I'm looking for a forest that has already been on fire.
Try typing in ashed forest or ash forest. Try that.
Ash might give you a better response. Considering ash is also a type of tree, so...
Hello?
Ashen one.
Hello?
You
Oh,
didn't
okay.
order food, did you, Rose?
It sounds like she's on the phone.
Well, that's a cool image. Not what I'm looking for, but it will.
Save it. It could be useful later.
It's something that I'm gonna send it to the Zoogle because I think he'll appreciate it.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say, May, is all I'm going to say is if it'll send, just taking its sweet ass time sending on it. There you go.
Mm,
Bonfire lit.
indeed.
Is it what I think it is?
Fucking, we'll send it to you too. If I can find you. There you are.
Not exactly that hard to find.
Sometimes you are.
Sometimes you're buried under my other conversations, because apparently I'm a very popular guy.
I'm not surprised.
Like I said, bonfire lit.
It's not what I was thinking of, but still cool.
Yeah, I really like that image.
Again, save it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Save it. It could be useful later.
Binged bonged. That's not. I mean, I have a different. I do have an image now, but This is an image that I wasn't expecting to. Excuse you. Fuck you. Don't say this that. Gotta love it when something saves as a .html. Tries to save as a fucking web.p.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah. So this is not the image that I'm using, but this is an image that I found, and
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Yeah, no,
No,
I saw that. I was like,
I shouldn't say that. I should. Honestly,
it's a good
that's a
image.
real cool image.
It's a really good image. It's just like, not what I need.
Again, save it. Could be useful later.
Useful for dream sequences.
Dream sequences, the spooky swamp forest, some sort of eldritch horror in the woods.
Lovely.
Multiple eldritch horrors in the woods.
Exactly.
There we go. This. I'm gonna move you right there. Perfect. And now I must embiggen. Oh, busy boy. Boop. Who the hell was booped?
I heard it.
Whoa.
Wasn't me. I've got
That is
no
also a
note of
very good
silence.
image, man. God damn.
I
will be
hope
saving
that
that for
your
later.
side of the audience is getting this.
Hang on. So now I get to. Is everyone here? Is everyone ready? I am currently ready.
Yeah.
I have things set up proper.
Rose?
That's why I asked.
I'm taking the silence as a no.
Alright, everyone take a 5-minute piss break.
Yeah.
I need to go pee anyway, so.
Snack. Yeah, snack, water. Do 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 do. I'd play music on my end, but I don't want to get copyright struck.
But hey, why don't you music?
I am a disgruntled.
Welcome back.
And
I assume it was a matter of food.
yeah, it was a matter of food, but also my food was wrong and I'm mad about it. It's like it feels like this happens every time I've gotten Pizza Hut and it ends up going through DoorDash instead of a delivery driver. The delivery drivers never check for when you order drinks. They just put it out the fucking door.
I mean, well, it's kind of on the restaurant to make sure that the drink is with the order as well.
Yeah, it's also on the restaurant that my order was wrong. I ordered a melt and a stuffed crust pizza, and the melt was chicken bacon ranch with onions instead of the buffalo chicken with no onions that I ordered.
Well, I'm sorry.
I am disgruntled. At least the pizza was right. Stuffed crust ham and pepperoni covered in hot sauce and red pepper flakes. This good shit. What did I miss?
We were actually getting ready to head on out to our hex, and we were waiting on you. And now Noah might have gotten yoinked from the 5-minute piss break.
Noah got stolen.
Any updates?
And she's
No.
back, and he's back. Let's do this.
All right. So, let's move you over here real quick. So, we're on the map here. We're starting in Yggdrasil, and we're moving our way over to here. I should get a token for this. Actually, let me open up the map on the other side then real quick. And then just grab a fucking token. That'll work as a marker.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let's do this second. Maybe a little bit smaller.
I returned.
Oh, you were gone too?
I went to the bathroom.
Fair enough. So that's where we're at now. And now we're gonna move it all the way over to here.
Oh, cause boo.
Gotta get moving.
We're moving to. We are now in the burnt forest, and a burnt forest it is indeed.
Well, it's a good thing I've already got a mask.
Blackened trees dot the landscape. The embers of forest fires still glow. Smoke still in the sky.
Upon entering the territory, I will set up major armor just in case.
Upon leaving to your northeast, the smell is faint at first, but when you enter these woods, you can smell the smoke. You can smell the fire, the heat. Despite the fires, despite the area you're in not currently being completely on fire, there are still the embers. Embers remain, and there are still portions of this forest that still yet burn. And along with the smell of burning foliage and burning trees and grass, you do smell the telltale smell of burning flesh. Burning and rotted flesh.
Reminds me of home.
Does she say it out loud?
Yeah, I was going to say, after doing that, it's just like, oh, okay.
Like,
Why wouldn't I be?
That's a genuine question. Does she say that out loud?
Yes, I said that in territory and out loud.
Bombastic side eye. And here we have Skellis pretending to be the dying undead in the corner.
The smell of burning
Nice.
flesh is, it reminds you of home?
Just all the different smells together, yes.
I
What?
mean,
Is that not normal for you guys?
the smell of
No.
the smell of burning flesh is something that I'm not particularly new to, but it's not something that I would call nostalgic. Usually, the smell of burning flesh means people that I care about are dead because some asshole dragon decided to burn them alive.
Hey, dragons aren't assholes.
Tell that to the ones that invading my home.
Your dice probably dissolved it.
Any more than you deserve what's happening to your home?
Can we focus on our main objective, please?
That is what it is.
We can worry about contingent. We can worry about this conversation at a later time. I just really hope that there weren't innocent people caught in this.
I mean, this can't be good for really anyone. A fire like
It isn't.
this. A fire like this is like to disturb the wildlife, disturb not just the animals, but the plants. It's an ecological disaster in all respects.
Right. Can I do a perception check just to take a look around?
What are you looking to find?
Whether it be people, the monster, burned village.
You have taken your first steps in.
Okay.
I use
Okay,
Pez
this-
to make like a small flame appear out of my fingertip.
Use what?
You did use
Huh?
the fire.
What did you use? I'm sorry.
I
Press.
said I
Press.
used prestidigitation to
Okay.
make a small
That-
illusionary
yeah,
fire
press
appear
is what I
on
thought you
my
said.
fingertip.
Press is what I thought you said, but I wanted to make sure that it was press and not freeze flame. I mean, either one works. Just I wanted to be sure I heard properly.
You did use the fire. I have been.
Keep that in mind.
But okay, I know we said we were going to send out scouts, but and we want the people.
If
to
anything,
but there are still people setting fire to this forest.
Beatrice
at
has
the very
actually
least,
told them like this is not an area that is safe to go in. So it's like avoid this area if you can.
Or there are still people. Either people setting
I could send
fire
them
to this forest, or
Fabio.
right. What I'm getting at is I don't feel exactly comfortable just walking through and not doing anything about it.
I could send you.
I don't either. How far can you run familiar? I assume it's a familiar. How far can it go before it disappears?
I've got 150 feet of where I can actively control it, and then once it gets past that, I can just see through his eyes.
Well, it's certainly a way forward, and if anything, it can allow us to scout for the monster. And with that in mind, we could see if it actually adapted to its environment. If it has adapted, we will need to try a new strategy. Since I don't think fire is already going to work on a burning plant.
Lizzie is going to, like, raise her arm up so that Munin lands on it. And then she's going... she'll sigh, and then pick him up off of her head, hold Munin gentle like hamburger, and then touch the bird's forehead to her own and look through her familiar's eyes.
All right.
And then she'll send Munin up to do the
bird's eye view.
Yeah.
Recon.
All right.
Enemy recon drone in the air.
So, from what it looks like, there are 3 primary spots where there are fires going. And go ahead and roll a perception check, albeit 1 at disadvantage. ready.
that
Your
is
Pokemon are fully healed.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 17,
Oh, nice.
so a dirty 20.
You notice that at least one of them has a person who is actively setting the fire.
Well, Garuk's gonna kill him when he hears that and finds out.
Well,
Lizzie
keep in
is
mind,
going
this is
to,
how many feet away?
Lizzie is going to
I said if and when.
land on a tree branch near him, and using Munen's mimicry, picking up pieces of different things said around the city around him, going to ask, "Why do you burn the forest?"
How long are you willing to do that? Or how long are you willing to spend in your familiar's body, I guess, or with the thing there? Because
Oh, long enough until the dude fucking notices.
well, I asked because when you saw them, that was the closest fire to you, but it was like a speck. You could kind of just sort of.
Oh, okay. So it's not like
It
there's
was more or less
somebody
telescopic
150
vision.
feet
You could see
away.
them.
Okay, I misunderstood then.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I was gonna say, I should have. I probably should. I probably could have described that a little more thoroughly. But yeah,
She'll fly which direction is it?
get a hint.
Like in which direction and about how far?
It is directly. It's more so to your northwest. Is the closest one.
She'll and about how far?
Probably like mile to mile and a half. It's a ways off.
She'll fly Munin back to she'll fly Munin back to the gang and say, "Well, there's somebody still actively setting a fire about a mile and a half north of here. At least that's the raven flies."
You did just say one person, correct?
I mean, I can just tell there's somebody actively setting a fire. Don't know how many, nor if it's just one person.
That's what concerns me. If it's one person, we can reasonably handle it. However, how close they are to companions might be concerning. And there is still also the giant plant monster we've heard about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Regardless,
do that fast.
there's
Like,
at least one person that's actively setting fires, and since I know where they're at, I know where I have to go.
They die.
They don't necessarily have to die, Garuk, but they do need to answer for their crimes.
They will be punished, yes.
We can always set them on fire instead.
Hibara!
That would be a suitable punishment.
What goes around comes
Yes.
around, right?
Hmm.
Yes,
If
but it's
they
not
if
effective
they
for getting information.
if they fight back, we can use that as a
We don't exactly.
Details.
We don't exactly know why they're doing this. To be fair,
That's the question.
Exactly. So we ask questions first and then burn if we need to.
Hmm.
Ask questions, then burn. Got it.
If we need
Fine,
to.
we do it your way.
All right.
listen, boy, ain't you got any sense in your head in there? The main thing is we don't know why they're doing it. They could be fighting.
You
fucking-
get your answers. I do what I should do.
And if you try and kill somebody innocent, I'll put you down like a dog in the street.
Both
Well
of you.
then, little one.
Both of you. Okay, so both of you are picked up by the giant robot. Enough. We're here to
You
work
said-
together.
Miss Sims, you said a mile, correct?
About a mile and a half roundabouts.
I love how she's just talking well held up like a fucking cat. Because they're both held up by like the scruff of their fucking like shirts or whatever. Just
He's still glaring.
I'm a
at-
weapon, not a diplomat.
That is very, very clear.
Disconcerting.
It's. We'll deal with that when we get to it.
Point is, we have a lead. Let's go ask
place
our
the-
questions.
I put the other people back where they quote unquote belong. All right, let's go have an interrogation. Let's go have a little chat. I think there'll be a little.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it an interrogation. I don't have the spell that could make them
Like I said,
be
we'll
truthful.
we'll have a little chat. I mean, B, come on. And he just sort of brandishes the spear. Come on. This has been
I'm
useful
saying-
in terms of getting information.
Well, if I may, we could also use Garuk as more of the bad cop. If they don't give us information, they get their head bashed in.
Yeah.
That could be an option for them.
Exactly. I'm not above physical violence if it'll actually get the job done.
Right.
It's
Though
just going in
there
first.
There
is
is
not
a certain.
necessarily-
Yeah, and there is a certain level of. I mean, you know, there is such a thing as going too far. Now, if you wanted to take a lighter and burn their eyebrows off and burn their hair off, you know.
That'll be the
That would be
final
more
option.
than that.
That'll be the final option if they still refuse after Garuk gives them a good beating.
The mech begins walking north.
I'm trying to keep. Yeah, Beatrice is trying to keep up with the mech.
Do you need
as
a
far
red
as I
bee?
know, how many people can your mech carry?
I mean, at least 2. Not including myself,
It
considering
would-
I'm in it.
It would be nice to have a lift so I wouldn't fall behind.
All right, let's. Are we doing this like Like backpack style, riding on the shoulder, riding on the head, or doing a baby on board style.
Well, it's more of a standing on the shoulder, using like the ear or like some other piece of metal just to make sure that she keeps her
God damn it, May!
balance.
May. It's the fucking.
Yeah.
It's the cruise chaser mount.
Yeah.
Literally.
You
Just
act like
one on
it's a
either
bad
shoulder.
thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Skell, what's your character's name again?
Which what? Are you asking for Garuk or for Devil Joanna?
I said
Or
character, not mount.
not
Daruk.
Garuk.
It's Karuk.
Garuk.
She'll, Lizzie will look down at him on his mount. So, Garuk, what exactly got you so damn pissy about this?
It's not obvious.
See, back home,
He just gives her a snort as he follows the mech. He is not in a good mood
back
whatsoever.
home, the forests get so overgrown that they need to be tended. It's called controlled
Tended
burns.
how?
It's called controlled burns. Our firefighters go out and set specific swaths of the forest on fire.
He just spits on the ground and then tries to get ahead of the mech, blatantly ignoring her at that point.
As
If I
you
may,
try to-
Mr.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
The
It's-
Forgotten
it's-
Wilds are very much different.
Is that what you call them?
She's gonna send Munin over to peck him in the back of the head.
Can you not provoke him?
No,
Garuk,
she
you
has
were
a point
pecked in
that
the
she
back.
wants.
Garuk,
She
you
has
were
a
packed in
point
the
that
back
she
of the head.
wants to be made. He's actively fucking ignoring it.
What do I roll to grab the bird?
You hurt that bird, she'll kill you.
You hurt that bird, and you're
she
gonna
will
get a
shoot you.
spear in the
Grab.
chest.
Hell, there's a difference.
I mean, you set the boat up to get in trouble, so it is what it is.
Ignoring the fact that
You start pecking
started
people
this.
in the back of the head, you instigate a fight.
Yeah, you started this.
That's why I said grab the bird, not hit the bird.
However, also Devil Joanna gets an arm thrust in front of her. Someone's talking to you.
Alright?
Yeah, the mech
Oh,
looks back to the mech looks back to
For
the
those who know Primordial,
the mech looks back to the lizard person. And he says,
Joanna screams in Primordial. What the fuck? In Primordial is what Devil Joanna
Devil
screams.
Joanna is a beast and does not have the intelligence to speak. Actually, technically, it's classified as a monstrosity, but still.
Well, that just felt downright insulting.
It's not an intelligent creature. It's an animal.
Dinosaur.
Oh boy.
Anyway, sorry for that one, folks.
If you want me to leave, then just tell me to leave.
Bro. I don't know where that came in from.
I just wanted to have a character moment, damn it.
Yeah, so real quick, real talk discussion. I don't know what's biting you in the ass there, but so with the Devil Joe thing, Devil Joanna might be a smarter beast, but she's still an animal. She's still a dinosaur. That's the thing. These creatures, especially the creatures that I believe. You know, let me open up your character sheet real quick to see what your class is. I think. You didn't class name. That's fine. Anyway, if I recall correctly, your class's name is Beast Tamer. Or
Yeah.
yeah, your entire shtick. She's smart enough to know how to wear armor and to know how to wield weapons and the likes. But she's not necessarily sapient. She can't hold a conversation.
She's like a particularly intelligent German Shepherd.
Yeah. I'm not trying to take the wind out of your sails with that, with this thing, but and I know what you're going for with the concept, but beast taming doesn't necessarily involve capturing sapient creatures and putting them in under your command.
Familiar, they're able to communicate, then how do they do it?
A familiar is a
Familiars are
those
beings
are
of pure magic that are
Fey, fiend, or
varying levels.
celestial. Yeah. Familiars are not actually physical corporeal creatures. If a familiar dies, it puffs into like a depending
It just
on what it is.
puffs out.
It puffs. It stops existing because the spirit that was taking the shape of the animal has now gone back to its plane of existence, its home plane.
Like Munin ain't technically real Bood. It's just the Bood is the shape that Munin takes. I could turn around and make Munin anything else. All it would take is a long rest.
I mean,
Well,
hell, even with
almost anything else, but yeah.
hell, even with
Point
Siba,
is,
my drone, it says that it understands certain languages, but it doesn't. It understands all the languages that Luke knows how to speak, but it doesn't specifically mention that it can speak. Therefore, Siba, that's why Siba communicates with beeps and whistles. It doesn't have the ability to communicate, and
or at least it doesn't have the capability of speech.
Yeah, Devil Johanna has an intelligence of 4, which is honestly a blessing for you, because it effectively makes her autoimmune to most bestial
Mental spells, yeah.
Yeah, most mental spells that would affect specifically beasts. That being said, she's not.
Devil Joanna is like Appa.
Yeah.
Like, smart is still a fucking sky bison.
Pretty sure that one episode that was just them hallucinating, but them talking was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was them fucking hallucinating because they fucked on frogs.
Scaleless, do you understand what we're trying to say though?
She can't talk.
Yeah, again, this isn't me trying to slight you or anything. I want it to be very clear that you have animals, beasts in your command, not necessarily sapient creatures.
Because if Devil Joanna was sapient, the situation that you two are in would be just a little bit fucked up.
Then she might have tried to eat somebody along the way, but that's a discussion for a different time.
Not to mention, yeah, I mean, knowing what Devil Joe are and what she's a pygmy of.
Yep.
There are. Yeah.
Anyway,
At
back
any
to the
rate.
moment, because it actually
The
is kind of a
soul link is what I thought allowed them to like talk to each
You
other.
can communicate with your beasts. You can't necessarily. Your beasts can't necessarily speak or communicate. They can communicate. Like you know how to, like, with your beasts, if they want something, you know what they'll want. You can give them
Basically,
commands
they can talk in your head and not out in person.
Okay.
They can at least communicate the ideas of what they want or don't want or are afraid of, etc. Anyway,
Again, it's like a particularly intelligent German Shepherd.
Okay, then when the robotic arm slams in front of her, she's roaring at the top of her lungs out of fear.
yeah, it's and the mech looks back to you. Someone was talking to you. You don't just walk away from a conversation like that.
That being said, that may have alerted something.
Honestly, if anything's alerted and wants to fight us, let them come. I think we all have a little bit of aggression that we're willing to work out here.
But as I was saying,
Your statement of the day, I believe I said that right.
as I was saying, Guruk, sometimes a forest needs to burn to stay healthy.
Not by hand.
Exactly, by hand.
Nature
When
takes care of her own.
Nature is a cruel bitch that will let others die so that the one can propagate.
Then your greed with metal is your own fault.
I ain't talking about mines. Sit down and listen to what I'm saying. Back home, the forests can get so overgrown underneath that the ferns and the briars and the prickers choke out the trees. So some swaths of the forest need to burn so that
Well
all
then,
the shitty little briars die so that the trees can live.
and you are the judge for this,
Not me.
and yet you're defending that.
I am.
It's
There's the problem.
I'm defending it because it's preventative maintenance.
which is sometimes required for life to flourish.
Because if you have an entire swath of forest that's been choked out by kudzu and briars, that's no longer alive.
So-
That's dead.
so
That is a
Um,
dead forest that nothing can live in because nothing can eat kudzu and briars.
and then
To
Luke,
kind
Luke
of
pipes up real quick. Does the father who punishes the rebellious child hate that child? And that is directed to Garuk. Sometimes, in order to heal, sometimes it's going to hurt before it heals.
Rook is really beginning to question why he agreed to be with this group if he's gonna keep hearing this crap. He's not
Question of
saying
your life.
anything.
It's not exactly an incorrect statement on both sides. However, to kind of help
Look
bridge
at it.
the gap here, how I'm trying to put this into like terms that Garuk would actually understand.
Because at least a good third of everything that was said still went over his head because he has no idea what those words were.
Yeah, so okay. I'm just going to kind of describe it because even I don't know how to fully articulate it. But Garuk, are you is there a creature that you know of that you just kill on sight, regardless? Like some sort of bug.
Yes, there is.
Shush you.
I'm saying you would recall them greatly, considering you have the only version that is allowed to exist.
I'm aware, but he was going to use a different example than that.
It just
Go ahead.
There are.
oh, all right. So in the in the the ecosystem, what would you do if that bug or creature, I suppose would be the better term, what would nature do if it got out of control?
From what my grandfather told me before he was taken, there are times where the small are eaten by the big, and the big are eaten by the giant, when the giant are hungry.
Yes, and
And
well,
when the giants are no longer hungry, they lay and sleep.
however, I think there's a one detail that your grandfather may have missed. Sometimes there are too many of the small, and they will eat the bigger, and then eventually the giant.
Look at it this way.
Miss Sims, if I can, please, if you'll give me some time to try and explain.
I think I've got a pretty good explanation of.
Yeah, but you had your you've already said your piece. Let her finish what she's saying. This is all
Do
as
you
you're
understand how? Yeah, yeah. So, in order to prevent the small from eventually eating the giant, you need to cut down or remove some of the small. Do you understand? Like, she's not trying to be malicious in any way. She's just trying to explain things.
Sometimes you
see
sometimes you gotta cull the coyote so they don't eat your drake calves.
I'm not sure Garuk knows what those are.
You would know them by a different name, a different term. But I was going to say, is you just see him, from your perspective, it's almost as if he does headbutt Delagiana, but you don't see her react to it whatsoever. Until he starts basically scratching the back of her jaw, and then it's just like that slow cat blink as she just starts swiping her tail.
Garuk, do you understand?
He gets down. Wait, where is Beatrice at?
She's on the other shoulder. She's on the other shoulder. You've probably moved over to the other shoulder so that you can have a proper conversation with her.
Or at least, she's actually gotten onto one of the hands, so that way she
Yeah,
can kind of be kind of next to him, so that way it's a.
Then he's not trying to tower over you to intimidate you. No, he's just trying to be next to you is what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of what it's kind of what they're doing.
Like
Joanna's the last of her kind. As far as I've been seeing. I was one of the rare few, from what my tribe has told me, that I was able to soul bond with. The World Eater.
What kind of check is that? Because that feels like
history with advantage.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
22.
There are a lot of things that are called the World Eater. For example, there's a big ass snake that you've heard of. There's one that might be from the sea. That is It's a really weird legend where it's simultaneously out of the ocean, but also big enough to consume the planet. It's really dumb and weird. You've also heard tale of creatures that eat entire ecosystems.
And this is one of those?
You can basically infer, yeah.
Alright. Well, with that little tidbit in mind, I understand why you are so protective of the world around you, and it is a very admirable trait. So, with this excursion and what we're about to do, I think the best way for you to interpret, and keep in mind I could be very wrong, is that we are preventing something like the World Eater from happening again.
You don't need to worry of that. My tribe went on an I believe I'll be saying this word correctly. Annihilation run of all of her kind. Long ago.
Genocide.
All of her kind, like just completely, or just that they know of? Is there any possibility
Is that
there's that is in character?
I was going to say, is that a Luke question, or is
that Luke asking? And he's not like he's asking genuinely.
I heard stories that if the World Eater were to swim, they would gun it, I believe again, gun it down is the term. And tales of my tribe spreading all out, going on purges.
World Eater.
I believe Kusanali had a similar event happen.
Can I do a history check and see if I recognize anything like a quote-unquote world eater?
Absolutely. World-ending monsters is not exactly
a new concept.
Yeah, it's not exactly a new concept, and it's something that like every zone would probably have something similar to.
I
Yes.
rolled a 15.
Now, this is all speculation. You have no means of confirming whether this is true or not. But you've heard tell that some of those weird tentacle-head bastards come from, well, you hear that, I mean, a lot of them have come from the caves and stuff, but you hear that their origin point, that they're not originally from that planet, that they're from somewhere else, and that the craft that they were on, whether that be a flying craft or wind sailing craft that they were on, it crashed, and that should it be set to launch, at least in the wrong way, because it's deep into the ground, should it be set to launch at least in the wrong way, it could. It's not necessarily a world eater, but the craft itself could be a world breaker.
Hmm.
And how prevalent is that in our histories?
For you, it's mostly just.
I think the craft story is more particular to your region than.
It's mostly just a myth to your home. You don't have any way of actually confirming this outside of some nut job saying, "I saw the craft. I saw it down there." So,
I'd also like to apologize for earlier. I don't know if it was my brain not reading it right or not. It just made it feel a little personal, and that's why I got so defensive, and I apologize.
It's fine.
you're fine.
It happens.
I don't think any of that there was intended to be personal at all. It was just the characters there were
Really heated.
Yeah, heated and trying to get their points across.
Yep, and as somebody who is also kind of watching this and trying to mediate, our party is still in that stage of we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, it's
honestly
how
each other.
It's honestly
So it's
all in
supposed
character
to happen
anyway.
like
Yeah, it's honestly all in character and all. What's the word? This feels kind of natural.
It's also
this feels like this would actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so Luke will just say, "Look, Garuk, I know that nature will heal itself as well, but sometimes we as people like to help with that process. Sometimes we see a thing that is a threat, not even necessarily to people, but to the world itself, and we try to take care of that threat. Sometimes there are parasites that need to be rooted out. Not necessarily that parasite needs to be completely and utterly eradicated, but sometimes the parasite needs to be removed and...
Be removed.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
We weren't trying to offend you. We're just hoping that you understand.
he just goes back over to Devil Juana, and now he's just gonna again. He's doing that. He's got his his forehead and head up against her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. At this point,
I
Beatrice will
try
kind of look back
the other
to
way.
Luke and Miss Sims and just be like, I think we should let him be for a bit.
Yeah.
Even in my own tribe, as you said, Luke, they viewed her as a parasite. As he's just scratching under her chin. I almost lost a horn defending her.
Well, that's just not right. Yeah, she might be hungry.
When I say
she might have
they
a
purged all, I meant all. I got lucky, is it. As he goes back to give her affection.
Mm. To add a little bit of character insight, because Garuk doesn't necessarily know this, and he's probably going to figure this out later, but Kusanali's relationship with the Forgotten Wilds is controversial, to put it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
The border towns have been encroaching on that territory for, as far as Beatrice knows, decades.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that research requests actually happened, is because Kusanali was exploiting the Forgotten Wilds for a period of time.
Yeah, and the
Noah,
raids didn't help either.
yeah, the raids against on the border don't necessarily help either. Noah, do with that information what you will.
yeah.
But anyway, as we are walking, are we getting any closer? Is there like an increase in heat, smoke?
There is an increase in heat and an increase in smoke. And upon the horizon, you do hear screaming. And that's
Juana
what
is
you're
all
calling,
I
right?
assume it's just. Oh.
Oh, you
I-
clickbaiting son of a...
I assume that this is just general men, women, children. We need to get away. We are terrified. We're screwed.
Actually, it's one person screaming.
Oh.
One person screaming and the sound of fire. And the sound of
That's...
arcane magic.
Oh, no.
Oh. Well, with that in mind, I will kind of take over our outro. Thank you guys for tuning in on YouTube and Twitch. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe over on Novomancer's channel. Please make sure to follow and ring the notification bell on my Twitch channel. Thank you for the rest of the crew.
And thank
Is
you all
there
for
anything?
thank you for the patience that you portrayed with the situation that we had.
Yeah, it's just one of those deals. I don't really want to call it a fight, but situations like that will happen
It wasn't
in
a
the
fight, it was
future.
more
If we need to put some sort of a warning, we can.
Yeah. Players don't always agree, characters don't always agree, things tend to happen.
Yeah.
Flames will rise. But
Nice. So,
With all
With
that being
that
said,
note,
thank you all, and we